great improvised self-defense tool, something you can carry with you. These do look tactical, so they're a little bit more aggressive looking than maybe some other gloves, but that doesn't mean you wouldn't be allowed to take them wherever you go. And you can call them work gloves. These are cut resistance and puncture proof. And this is a really high rating. I put a link in the description below if you want to see what these cost and what the dimensions are, what their attributes are. But I wanted to show you just basically how I use them for self-defense. I've been walking around with these on. It's been really cold all over the country, especially here for us in South Florida. It's colder than it's normally been. Hey, Studer, it's good to see you. Studer, you still in Florida? I know it's got to be way colder in the Twin Cities and Minnesota, but I feel for you. I've been thinking about you all week. Studer come down here for vacation in Florida, and it's been pretty cold. We even got snow, a lot of snow in the northern part of the state, something extremely unique. So these are extremely warm. They're very thick, and they're made out of material which is cut resistance. And hello, Eleanor, it's good to see you. So the other thing that I like about these is that when you ball your hand into a fist for self-defense, you have this knuckle protection, and there's a lot of material inside that makes these gloves very heavy. So when you hit, you need to defend yourself and punch somebody. The camera's falling all over the place. Sorry about that. You can strike with a lot more force. Yeah, Mutant says it's 62 in Sacramento County. And it's getting colder everywhere, it seems. Who knows why? Hey, Garen, it's good to see you. So this is something I've been thinking about a lot lately. I've had different kinds of tactical gloves over the years. It's something that I carry professionally, something that I have with me, something that I've used a lot in a lot of different situations. But I was thinking that you could carry these if you were looking for something that gives you protection from being sliced. If you read all these stories about slashings and stabbings in places like subways and public areas that you might have to go. And of course, if you could avoid that, and if you could get away from somebody with a knife, you want to get away from them. Of course, if you carry a self-defense tool like I carry professionally, and I conceal carry, but you might be in an area where you're not allowed to have any of those things. And something like this might be a good option. You can have these in your backpack. You can have them in, these are large, extra large. These are the big ones. But you might have these with you in your bag, in your pocket. I carry these attached to my protective vest. And I have them always ready to go. You can have these, put them on very quickly, have something if someone were coming at you, slashing or stabbing, and you couldn't get away, and you had to cover up and protect yourself, put your hands here, guarding your head. They're slash proof both on the back and here on the front. And then when you make a fist, it's almost like you have that loaded fist we talk about when you hold like a roll of quarters in your hands, or you hold a palm stick, what we call a palm stick for self-defense, a Kubotan keychain, something like that. And then when you strike, you are not only having more protection on your knuckles to defend yourself, be able to defend yourself, but you can also hit with so much more force. Of course, you can do your back fist. You can smash this way. There are different ways to back fist. This is one way, kind of a hammer fist. This is another way, smashing with the back of your knuckles. You can come across, I like to do this smashing with this part of the hand. That's a technique if you've toughened your hands over the years. These are all things that you can do, but it just gives you a little bit more protection. So you have some options. Yeah, Eleanor says she would be interested in purchasing these, and then just having them with you in case you find yourself in a position where you need extra protection. So for self-defense, as an improvised self-defense tool, improvised self-defense weapon, the tactical glove. And you can get all different kinds. You can get motorcycle gloves. Motorcycle gloves will actually have hard knuckles that allow you to hit with a lot more force for self-defense. They have something called sap gloves. Sap gloves, the whole back is covered in leather. It's sewn on. And inside the leather sometimes is like lead shot or lead clay. You can get them with just basic sand, and that makes your hand weigh 2 or 3 pounds more. And so you might want to look for sap gloves. I haven't seen those for a while. I know they were popular a long time ago. I know there've got to be some companies that make them. Some people make their own, but these are kind of in the middle. These are in the middle of a motorcycle glove and a sap glove because they are so heavy, and they do give you so much protection. And then the added bonus of this particular style, and again, the link is in the description if you want to see what these styles, what it's called and what the specifications are. These have a very high slice resistance. So using your knife, or if you had to defend against the knife, it gives you a little bit more option. Now, of course, if you can get out of there, get away from somebody who has a knife, you never want to fight someone with a knife if you can avoid it. For self-defense, sometimes you can't avoid it, but that's the whole point. If they're coming after you and it's your life or theirs, they're trying to take away from you your freedom, your dignity, and you have the right to defend yourself, and they have a bladed weapon, this is better than, that. So, and again, one of my favorite techniques is covering, as they're slashing, covering the head. You can strike with your elbow as you're coming in, then you can throw that punch. Bill asked where you can get them. There's a link in the description of this video to this particular glove, and you don't have to get them there. You can find them somewhere else, but at least you can see what they're called, what the dimensions are, what their attributes are, and what generally they cost. They're less than $50, so it's not extremely out of the reach for so many people, but they're better than just getting like a cheap pair of mechanics gloves. Mechanics gloves are nice. They do make a nicer pairs, but just getting the cheaper pair that are, that fall apart and easily sliced, that's not what these are. These are made for self-defense. This is a working tactical glove for law enforcement, for security, what I do in my main job, and with this extra knuckle protection, you can strike with some force. So let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts? Do you already have a pair? What are your favorite kinds of pair? Do you have sap gloves? Do you have motorcycle gloves? Or do you have tactical gloves like these? And a lot of them, tactical gloves, motorcycle gloves can be tactical gloves. It's just different styles and what they're used for and what they're called. So let me know in the comment section what you think works. The other thing that you could think about doing if you had something like this, you could put a roll of dimes or nickels. I got big fingers, so dimes or nickels will go in there. Hey, Bill. Bill's here from Australia. You can hold on to that, have it in there, and then that becomes a perfect sap glove. So, like a blackjack, police officers used to carry them. They call them blackjacks, slapjacks, sap, SAP, and it's just a weighted piece of material, usually leather, with lead in the tip or in the end, and then you sap them, take away their energy, knock them back a little bit for self-defense, and you could do that. But I think probably for our purpose, for self-defense, for this discussion, personally, instead of putting some quarters and stuff there in the knuckles and the fingers, I would put them on and then be able to defend myself, because then I'd also want to maybe throw some elbows while I come in, maybe have, cover up, strike with the other hand, and be able to defend like that. Yeah, Garen says hockey gloves. I like hockey gloves too. The difference, the hockey gloves, they're really thick on the back. It gives you great protection. They are heavy, so you can do some damage. And you are able to grip because they're made to grab the stick. But I find these are just, they give you a little bit, for me, they give me more mobility. And that right there allows you to touch your screen and,